Alright, so this video is going to walk us through some Blackboard basics, including adding content to your Blackboard page, as well as adding a series of tool links. So let's assume you've already logged into Blackboard, and that's where down the middle of your home page here, you'll see the courses you're teaching this semester. I've gone ahead and pretty much emptied out an old class of mine so that I can start from scratch and show you how to build it from there. So when we log into our page here, we'll see that it brings me straight into an announcements page where I currently don't have any announcements, but I want to start building course content, so I'll click here on the course content link. We'll notice that there's nothing there yet, so I can start by building content. Let's say that maybe I want to post my updated syllabus, and so the first thing I might want to do is add a file. So under Build Content, I select File, and now I have to browse my computer to search for the syllabus I want to post. I just simply click the Browse My Computer. I go to my travel drive or flash drive, look for where I have saved my syllabi, choose one to post, and I have to give it a name like syllabus. Simply enough, I now click Submit, and now in our course content, students would have access to their updated syllabus. Maybe I want to post some PowerPoint files, and so I again build content, select File, but this time I might browse my flash drive or my laptop or wherever I have my files stored, and this time I'm looking for, say, lecture content. So if I wanted to, say, post a PowerPoint slideshow on the central nervous system, I select the file, I have to give it a name like CNS, and simply enough post it now to the course content page. But maybe I'm going to be posting numerous files of PowerPoint slides, so I might want to create a content folder. Under this drop-down menu of Build Content, I now come over here to Content Folder, and I give it a name, like Lecture Slides, which I've already previously written in before, and so now I submit that. So now, on my course content page, I not only have the single files that I've posted, but a folder. And I can show you that at this point that folder is currently empty. But I can add content to that folder now that I'm in that folder of lecture slides by building content like we did before. If I choose a file, again browse my computer, and maybe this time connect a different PowerPoint slideshow like the autonomic nervous system. For short, I'll just name it ANS, and click Submit. We'll see that now that ANS set of PowerPoint slides is in the folder called Lecture Slides. But what if I want to add in the central nervous system slides and put that into the folder? No problem. All I have to do is click the little drop-down menu, select Move, and in my options here, I browse for the folder I want to put it in, like Lecture Slides, and click Submit. Now that we're back at the course content page, you'll notice that our folder called Lecture Slides, if I open it up, now has both of those PowerPoint slideshows loaded into it. If I go back to the course content page for a moment, I can show us that you can not only post Word documents and PowerPoint documents, but you can also post web links. Under this drop-down menu of Build Content, I can select Web Link. So I happen to have already made myself a YouTube channel and have recorded some videos. So if I go to my YouTube channel and go to one of my videos, I can copy the URL address, come back to the Blackboard page here, and paste that URL address into where it's asking for the URL. I give it a name like Lecture 1, or you could name the topic, whatever you want to do, and click Submit. What you'll now find is on our course content page, that web link is there. And if students were to click on that, it would bring them over to that YouTube page where the video was posted. 16 part 1. Okay. All right, so that's how you add content like files, web links, and building folders. The next thing I want to show you is that you can take a folder you've built in one Blackboard page and move it to a different one. So if hypothetically you're teaching multiple sections of the same course, you don't have to build folders from scratch every time because you can move them from one Blackboard shell to another. The way you do that is by clicking on the little drop-down menu next to, say, a folder or file, and click Copy. By clicking Copy, it'll bring you to another page where there's a drop-down menu that gives you all the different Blackboard pages you have. So you would simply look for the Blackboard page you want to bring it over to, but to make it more specific, you then click Browse, and you select whatever folders you want that to be moved into. So if I wanted this to be moved to the course content of that other Blackboard page, I would just select that and click Submit. I'll just cancel that for now, though. All right. So the next thing to go over is how to add specific tool links. Now that we're all teaching online, having things like messages, discussion boards, a way for students to see their grades are all highly beneficial things. So to add a tool link, you come over here and you find this little plus sign. When you hover over that plus sign, you'll see this, a little link that says Tool Link. When you click on that, and you see that there's a drop-down menu, you can see that there's numerous options of different tool links to add to your Blackboard page. Let's go ahead and add messages. Course Messages allows students to message you through Blackboard and allows you to message your students. Every time you add a tool link, you have to make the link available and you have to give it a name. You could just name it the same thing that they call it. I might just shorten the name to Messages and click Submit. What we can now see is that that link has been added, and by clicking there, I can show you that there's a way to create messages that can be sent to individual students by clicking here. You then type in your message and click Submit. And as we can see in the Messages homepage, it keeps track of your unread messages and your inbox and sent mail, etc., much like an email account would have. Another great link to add for online instruction is a tool link for a discussion board. When I come to adding my tool links and I scroll down and find discussion board, there we go, I again, as I do every time, have to add the name and make it available. Okay. After giving it a name and making it available, I click Submit, and we can see that that link or tool link has now been added. When I click on that discussion board, what you can see is that by coming in here earlier, I was already playing around with it, but the idea is to create forums and then threads. So if I click on Create Forum, I could create an area for a specific discussion, like maybe test review. I click Submit, and we can see that I've created a forum there. Within that forum, I can then create specific threads. Like maybe I want to have a thread that I create to encourage a specific place for students to go for prepping for, say, exam number 3. So the idea now is, by creating that thread, students can now click there, they can reply to my post, they can add their own posts. So basically the discussion board is a series of forums and threads where where you and your students can post thoughts or questions and reply to each other. Another important tool link to add at this point is a link called My Grades. The idea here is that this allows you to post quiz, exam, and other assignment grades for students to see. So under Tool Link, we're going to select the one called My Grades. Every time, what you're supposed to do, as I've already said, is to give it a name, and you have to make it available. But what happens if you forget to make it available? Notice how if I click Submit, the My Grades link shows up, but this little box here tells me that it's actually hidden from students. So no problem, all I have to do is the drop-down menu, click Show Link, and just like that it became available to students. The idea of the My Grades link is that when a student clicks on it, it'll open up this page here, and it will show them any scores that have been posted on any of their assignments, exams, or quizzes. What's especially great about this link is that it only shows the student their own grade and not anybody else's. The idea is that it's only going to show them quiz grades and exam grades that you have posted in your grade center. So let's take a moment to jump down and look at that. If we come down here, we see that there is a link area called Grade Center, and we're going to click on Full Grade Center. I've already had a page here with a number of columns already existing, and I just went ahead and put some biology faculty in just to have some generic names in there instead of student names. The idea, though, is that at any point that you give a new assignment or a new exam or a new quiz, you can create a column in your grade center to post the grades. Every new column has to be given a name, like maybe you're on a specific quiz or a specific exam. I'll just put in quiz 5, for example. I could give a little description in here, but don't have to. And I have to definitely say, though, how many points it's out of, like 100 points. Simply enough, you then click Submit. And when I come back now here to the Grade Center, and I slide my bar all the way over to the right, we can see that that new column I just created called Quiz 5 is now created. So if I went ahead and posted in a specific score for a student, like maybe this person got an 80 on it, when that student clicks on their link for My Grades, it would now show them their score on that quiz. Okay. Another great tool to add at this point is something called Ask a Tutor. Because the Academic Support Center is now completely online, we can add a link for that. So on the WCC's website, you can see there's a web page here for asking a tutor questions, and there's one specific to the science tutorial. The idea now is, though, I have to copy this URL address because I'm going to add that in as a web link, not a tool link. So if I come over here to the plus sign, instead of adding a tool link this time, I'm going to add a web link, and I'm going to paste that URL address into the URL box. I'm going to call this the Ask a Tutor link. Click Submit. Oop, I have to make it available. But sure enough, once it is available to students, it brings them right to this page here where they can type in their name and their question, and a tutor would get back to them with a response. But as always, we have to make that tool available or shown there to students. Okay, one more important link to show is how to add Blackboard Collaborate, which is makes it possible to have live streaming sessions with your students. So one more tool link that we're going to add is one called Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. We can shorten the name and just call it Collaborate. And as always, I have to make it available. And click Submit. The idea of Collaborate is that it lets you schedule online streaming sessions that you can have your students log in, and you can have live conversations or record it for future viewing. All right, so these are all of our Blackboard basics. I'll do future videos where I walk us through how to use Blackboard Collaborate in more detail, and others where I walk us through how to build exams within Blackboard.